But it's not the only big film that came out this month, right? There was another pretty big blockbuster.
Yeah, the follow up to the Jack Ryan movies, Patriot Games, came out.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I knew there was something.
I wasn't sure if that was the one you were referring to, but
I've never seen the two Harrison Ford.
I get them mixed up.
Yeah.
This is the first one after he took over for Alec Baldwin.
Is it the IRA or is it the
Clear and Present Danger? I think is the IRA.
Okay.
This one I'm not quite sure.
You probably should have looked this.
I've seen it before, but yeah. Harrison Ford took over for Jack Ryan after Alec Baldwin, I guess, had a salary debate.
This is the IRA.
Okay. I guess there's some salary debate after Hunt for Red October, and I also probably think he felt like he wasn't given much to do in the role because he was kind of overshadowed by Sean Connery. So, I mean, Harrison Ford doesn't quite make the character his own. I don't know. The character is kind of like a generic analyst. But I mean, these movies are competent. They feel more like predecessors to the Robert Ludlum like Bourne movies because they're more adult themed, like spy thrillers. So I can see this being like a middle brow, like adult hit. I haven't seen it in a while. Like I said, it was probably good.
Obviously. I thought it was the other one.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I mean,
the last one I really remember as being good was Sum of All Fears. I actually liked a lot.
Yeah, I like that one. I've only seen those two. Have you seen the Chris Pine one?
Yeah, it suffers from what most movies like that do, which is it's an origin story, so they got to establish all the trademarks of the character. They don't have as much time for the villain or the plot. The villain is actually Kenneth Branagh. So he's almost playing the same villain he played in Tenet.
On a TV show now.
What? Oh, I mean, I know about the TV show.
Have you ever watched the Krasinski show?
Oh no, I heard it's good.
Yeah,
I'm actually more prone to watch the Jack Reacher show than that.
Yeah, it's just 24 with Jack Ryan at this point.
That's the problem. These Tom Clancy books, all about this espionage and spycraft, but it's just they're kind of watered down now. There's nothing really unique about them.
Yeah, I want a genuine spy film. Like Dad read a lot of those books, and he said there's one called The Cardinal and the Kremlin that he thought would be a good adaptation because it has to do with like our fears of Europe falling apart and stuff. So he has to go like actually infiltrate things, but he's now well known enough from having done these previous novels, adventures, that he can't really be a spy anymore. So he has to like figure out a way to actually be behind the scenes. I think it'd be interesting if we came up with something that was a little subtler again.
Right.
You know, not just bombast and action like a Bourne movie.
Right.
So, it's the problem with a lot of action movies these days. Like, even though I liked the new Jurassic World, it's got those problems. We won't go into that though.
Yeah.
But speaking of sequels, Stepfather 3 came out.
Oh yeah.
The original is a great movie. It's based on the Donnie Westlake book, and it's got Terry O'Quinn in it. It's fantastic. He's in the first two. They do a funny thing. And speaking of Batman, they almost have like a Batman type explanation for why he doesn't look like Terry O'Quinn in the third movie because it's a different actor. So he goes to like some underground surgeon that reconfigures his face. But at this point in these movies, I have no sympathy for these single moms. They're so stupid that they fall for this guy's routine.
Yeah.
It's formulaic. It's not very good. Actually, the guy that they got to replace Terry O'Quinn, he does the role justice for the most part. But again, they're not really trying anything new by this point in the franchise. Not that this even should have been a franchise. Probably should have been one-off.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Kid and Play?
I do.
What?
Kid and Play?
No.
The rappers?
Oh, yeah.
They did House Party. They had a movie called Class Act that came out. it's come a bit of a cult classic since then. They play, one of them's a scholar, like a rogue scholar. The other one's a criminal, and they switch places. It's more high concept than some of their other movies.
That actually sounds pretty good.
I liked it as a kid. I don't know how to hold up now, but it was interesting to see them those two switch roles.
Yeah, is House Party good? I've never seen that.
House Party's actually pretty good, surprisingly, and it holds up. I watched it not too long ago. House Party 2 and there onward.
I kind of want to watch House Party in class act.
They're doing a remake of House Party right now that's going to be on HBO Max.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah,
I bet they'll cameo or something. They haven't done anything in 30 years.
Yeah. And then a underrated Steve Martin Goldie Hawn movie, House Sitter, came out this month.
Oh, it's underrated?
I don't see a lot of people talking about when they talk about Goldie Hawn or Steve Martin or Frank Oz for that matter. Frank Oz directed it.
Yeah. Well, I remember us discussing it when we were coming up with the stuff this year. The reason we didn't do this one was because we'd done a Steve Martin and we'd done a Frank Oz just last year.
Right. I mean, it's lesser Steve Martin, but it's still funny. It's still good. They have really good chemistry, the two of them. I mean, it's leagues better than the other movie they did, Out of Towners.
Yeah. I saw that in theaters.
Oh, did you? So did I, actually.
We're one of the few.
Yeah, I took my mom's.
Yeah, me too.
And she liked it.
Mine did not.
No, she probably seen the original and knew that it was not
good. Yeah. That's why she was excited. She liked the original.
So yeah, anyway, that takes us to Poster Boy.
Like I said, the month was sparse, so
yeah,
we already had a bunch of time to fill.
Yeah. It's also, well, we'll get into that later.
Background.
Nerd.
Here you go.
I'll look at that background.
Nice. All right.
Oh, God.
Wow. Okay.
Well, this is really not giving you a lot.
Now, I want to say something before you go into this.
Yeah.
This was actually our original choice for what we were going to cover this month. But what happened was, as we looked through the calendar that we go through is Wikipedia's films of 92, and we get an idea of what happens, what came out. And this was under June 92. But when I went into researching this film, it said that it actually came out in August 91, September 92, July 92. We couldn't figure out when the actual release date was because August was actually a festival release. It's officially a 91 film. I can't find a literal weekend when it was released in theaters. I don't know that it actually was. It's like I kept digging and couldn't find actual evidence of this being released. So we decided to move it aside and go with Unlawful Entry, which had been our backup, but turned out to be a much better film because I watched this.
Yeah, I watched it too, actually, this past week.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Also, well,
it's bad, but
we'll talk about that.
Also, well,
you and I can review it after Jeff guesses this.
Other thing about that was, for those of you who don't know, like Tristan just said, we pick all of the movies that we're going to do for the year at the beginning of the year. So the fact that we ended up picking a Ray Liotta movie, like around the time that he passed, was
and next month
just a weird coincidence.
And next month too.
Yeah.
So, we'll get into that. All right.
Now, I may have just spoiled it for you, Jeff. I don't know if you remember.
But I don't remember anything past like last month, so don't worry about it.
Good. That's what
I don't even remember what we reviewed last month.
Oh. One false move.
False move.
Ah, there you go.
I can't remember.
So this poster, I don't know if the borders are part of it. Probably not. So it's a blue bathroom with like clouds painted on the wall. There are two people in a bathtub. One has a ridiculous Johnny Bravo pompadour, and the other one is a woman who's
I was thinking Racerhead
shaving him. And then various bathroom things in the background. It looks mostly like a painting, but I don't know if that's just the resolution.
It's part of the Photoshop, probably.
Yeah. It looks like
it almost looks rotoscope.
Another Vanilla Ice movie. But it's not. It is a film by Tom DeCillo.
Who, by the way, I was hoping you would bring that up. He was the if you remember all the way back to March of last year, he was the researcher that was trying to defend Jim Morrison's real life when we covered The Doors. He was the one that was trying to be like, this isn't what really happened. Guys, listen to me. And he got a little famous from that. He had a lot of music friends. And so they pushed enough money so he could make a feature film. And this was his feature. And he never really made it after this because this was a huge bomb.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, that's good to know. It is also apparently a winner of a Golden Leopard for Best Picture, whatever the hell that is on the top. I'm gonna guess plot wise.
Yeah.
It's a bit like The Graduate. Young man falls for an olderish woman, and they're having some relations.
Having tub time.
And
Tubby time.
and then there's like a weird like mommy issue thing because she's like shaving his face. And I'm like, that's cool. I can't place the face on the actress.
That's why I left it.
Yeah. It looks, I can't, I want to say like, it's not Angelica Houston. I know that much.
She's actually the same age as the actor.
Oh, okay. Well then, just cool. So I'm really gonna guess that it's just some like she tries to rehabilitate some street rat. And that's the basis of their relationship. And then it ultimately becomes some tragedy where he gets sucked back into the underworld life and she can't help him as much as she would. No? Okay.
You got enough of like her character.
Okay.
That's at least what she's trying to do. You know, women think they can fix men and men are just idiots. That's basically the movie.
Well, I guess I should have started with, is this a comedy or a drama?
It's supposed to be a comedy, I think.
Oh boy. Okay.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
All right.
But here, do you have a name for it before I give you the tagline? This is so vague.
Shaving spaces.
This is just a still from the movie. This is
right, I know.
Like a setup.
Yeah.
It doesn't lend itself to be titled. So I knew this would be a little difficult.
Yeah, I don't. Something
Bobby
blue sky. I genuinely, when it gets to be like this, and it's just a still from the movie, I have no basis of context for the title, so I'm just grabbing it the dark here.
I give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you the tagline. You should get a better idea of the
perks of being a wallflower.
Oh God!
All right,
Johnny Bravo origins.
Here's right.
Johnny
Deanerson.
Here's the tagline.
All right. He's a heartbreaker, lover, loner. Keeping up an image can be a full-time job. Is this a sequel to Weird Science?
Huh.
God damn, it would be awesome.
Just some nerd. Is that Anthony Michael Hall? Because that'd be hilarious.
It'd be better that way, wouldn't it?
Just trying to be.
I would probably like that better, honestly.
Yeah.
So he's just a nerd trying to be a cool guy. I don't know. The Pompadour is really like throwing everything to the wind here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell if it's like he's an undercover cop or he's just a dork who's trying to be someone else. That's all I got.
Okay, here's another tagline, kind of.
A smooth comedy. And there's like little red tap shoes. Is this Smooth Criminal?
No.
Is there a pun about like a smooth shaven face?
No, the weird still is gonna throw you off. I think.
It is. All right. Well, let me hang on. Let me try something else. Smooth comedy. It's not Blue Velvet. I know that much.
That's an
Uh,
interesting thing you thought of there. What kind of shoes do you think those are?
oh,
Suede or leather moccasins. Hang on. Loafers. Is it just called loafers?
Stilettos?
hush puppies.
What material would they be made out of, you think?
Suede.
Hmm.
Blue
Hmm.
suede shoes. Is this blue
Hmm.
suede shoes?
Mm-mm.
Leather.
But you at least got it because I was pushing.
Moccasin.
Before we move on, so we can get over this, who do you think that actor is? Do either of you have a guess? And why do they look like Johnny Bravo?
It's 92, so I'm trying to think back in time who would have looked like that.
Yes.
All right. Oh my God. Johnny Depp. No.
Yes.
That's a good guess.
Yeah. Or fucking what's his face? Matthew McConaughey.
Not a bad guess
That's
either.
another good guess, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All three of them. Well, Patrick Dempsey's been around a little bit, but early enough in their careers that you could see them being this. And I can see how you're getting Dempsey's like hairline.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
I
know.
like your guesses. I'm gonna put you out of your misery though.
Cool. Thanks.
Brad
Pitt.
Oh,
Of
what?
course.
Yep. And you're never gonna get the title, so I'm just gonna go ahead.
Johnny Suede.
And that's
Well,
why
I was half
No,
right
you were
in two
close.
separate parts. I just had to put. I said Johnny
Uh-huh.
Bravo origins. And
No,
Blue
not
Suede
Johnny
was-
Bravo. Johnny Suede.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I was
Isn't where
half
we get
right.
Johnny
in
Bravo
two-
from?
I don't know, but
I was half right in two categories. I just had to mash
Now
them.
I kind of want to see this movie
No,
just
you
to see
don't.
how much like Johnny Bravo it is.
No, you don't.
it's so bad.
Or maybe just Johnny Bravo's parodying this.
Do you want to say the plot, Corey?
There's a plot.
Not really.
He is a imposter who wants to be a rockabilly singer, and
We call those
he
poses.
pawns off his guitar, and then he tries to do a stick up to get his guitar back. Along the way, he meets a woman who is kind of like a Black Widow.
Played by, or is this the first woman?
This is the second woman.
Yeah. So
But she inevitably leaves him because he's a loser. And then he meets an older woman. It's almost like Don John, played by Catherine Keener.
that's Catherine Keener.
That's.
Who becomes his muse.
I'm like, I know the
big
face.
performance. Yeah, it's basically her first big role. She'd had like really small parts in a couple of films the last.
I think
3
she had
years.
done the Tom DiCello's was Living in Oblivion before or after this.
Oh, that is the other thing he did. He wrote that, right?
And
Or
she's
did he-
in that.
Yeah, she's in
I
that.
don't-
I think that's before this. I think that's last year. So he did get.
That's probably why she was cast in this. Well,
Yeah.
part of the reason on top of her being a good actress.
Yeah.
The movie itself is trying desperately to be Jim Jarmusch, and it's not succeeding at all.
Mhm.
Like I kept waiting for Tom Waits to show up in this. Were you?
Yeah, I can see that.
But
Well, that's why they
instead
had-
of Tom Waits, it's Nick Cave shows up.
yeah, it was not that great.
Not really.
Like, you would think Nick Cave would know better.
He's written better stuff.
Yeah.
He
I
did.
think-
He did The Proposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he knows how to make a movie, but I don't think he necessarily needed to ever be in front of the camera.
No.
I also think that's more DeCillo letting him do whatever he wants and be weird, be like Bowie, you know?
It's self-consciously hip to the point
Yeah.
of annoyance.
And the plot boils down to like he thinks he will be cool if he just
Got the
Has-
shoes.
style, and these shoes come out of nowhere, and he thinks he's got it now, and he never does, and he's an asshole to women, and he sees his first girlfriend getting hit, and he's like, I'll never do that, and then he ends up hitting Catherine Keener.
So
And that's it.
are they magic shoes or he just finds
Yeah,
the
like
shoes
Mike.
and has a dream of
He's like Bow Wow and like Mike.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good analogy.
The movie ends on the most like obnoxiously cosmic, ironic shot that's so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know how you felt about that last shot, but it was
The whole thing was dumb.
just.
It's definitely the worst Brad Pitt film.
You sure about that? Because there's a movie coming out next month that we're going to talk about might be worse.
Oh, I've seen it. It's actually kind of fun.
Is it? I haven't seen it.
Yeah. It's better than this. It actually has coherence.
Oh, I can't imagine.
So, this is hard to find, as you can imagine, from it not really having a release. So
Yeah.
it's probably better that way.
This film never had a release. It just sort of popped up on Blockbuster shelves at one point.
It wasn't
honestly a marvel that either of these people.
It wasn't released. It escaped.
Yeah.
Right.
It's weird because people kept thinking rockabilly films would be a thing, and they're never good.
Yeah, what was the other one I was thinking of? There was another one like Johnny.
Yeah. And they're always like Johnny something.
It's like Six String Samurai or something.
Yeah, I tried looking it up and I couldn't remember the title.
Yeah.
But anyway, I have one other film for you, Jeff, and I just want you to take this film into account, like trying to see if you can get this right away, but we'll see what happens.
Hey, it's the movie we just watched.
Oh,
yeah,
it's Unlawful
It looks like
Entry.
a scanner.
So Corey and I were like, there's so few films this month. We'll do Johnny Suede for the poster, but if that doesn't go well, we'll have Unlawful Entry as a backup as a goof.
But honestly, this makes
This
it
is more
seem
terrible.
much more terrifying.
Yeah. This
Doesn't
looks
have
like
faces, and Ray Liotta has no eyes.
he looks like a Cronenberg villain.
I was also up at like 2:30 this morning doing this, and I was like, I'm freaking myself out. I can't sleep.
Yeah, like
Really?
Light face.
this is what psychopaths do.
Yeah.
Ray
did that.
Liotta as the
Wow.
Watcher.
Now you know you're not a psychopath, but now you got to live with this in your head now.
Yeah.
Ray Liotta is Storm from the X-Men.
Well, anyway, in case you want to know what the taglines and everything were, here.
Sorry, yeah, it's.
So,
But anyway, it's Ray Liotta peeking through curtains and Kurt Russell
floating-
holding a gun. A man obsessed will do anything for love.
I don't think that's love.
A cop obsessed can get away with it. Oh God, that's fucking terrifying.
Oh, okay.
That is genuinely disturbing. When it comes to passion, there are no rules.
Jesus Christ.
It just keeps getting worse.
well, there are their eyes.
His
Just in
piercing
case you
blue
know
eye.
who they were.
Those eyes. Kurt Russell and Madeleine Stowe. Unlawful
Oh, wow.
Entry.
If you notice, I kind of gave up and just made it look like Kurt Russell's arm was on fire.
Yeah.
Trying to
I
figure
love-
out the words.
I do like the multiple layers to that title too.
Mhm.
I don't.
Not only was
understand
it just
why
a
it's
break in, but it's
boring.
also just like a law enforcement officer is
The font is so
entering his way into their lives.
And
Yeah.
a great analogy too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
So speaking of Ray Liotta,
Yep.
we were already going to consider probably either Ray Liotta or Kurt Russell or both, as we've done the last few films where we focus on a duo. But given that this is a bit of a eulogy for Ray Liotta, it was obvious that we were going to pick what's our favorite Ray Liotta film. Given that Goodfellas was probably his most famous film, it's understandable if we went with that. But
Take that out.
Corey said, what if we said, what's our favorite Ray Liotta movie that's not Goodfellas, which definitively won our best of 1990?
That would have been too easy of a pick. That's like a legacy pick.
Right. So we're acknowledging that Goodfellas is probably his best film
Sure.
as a group. But he had so many other great films or great performances in mediocre films. So
Yeah. See, my introduction to him was actually Grand Theft Auto Vice City
Everybody says
because
that.
he played
that's fine.
Tommy Vercetti.
He's good in that too.
He was.
Yeah.
Like, it was a solid film, and then you just hear him yelling in your ear every 12 minutes if you don't do anything.
Right.
I want to go with because I'm thinking there's stuff he's had smaller roles in, but Copland is the one I want to pick.
Copland's a good choice.
Copland I want to pick because not only does he has a pretty significant role, but especially towards the end, he is actually he's more so the hero than Sylvester Stallone. He has the redemptive arc,
Right.
movie.
And Sly hesitates.
Yeah,
when Harvey Keitel's coming out of his
he's
house.
pretty much Sly's pretty much baseline the whole movie. He's the same character. Ray Liotta is the one that has to go through the gauntlet to get where he is.
It was a bit of a surprise. There's another film I watched in the last year, Copland, I'd never seen. So
James
I've been on a bit of a Liotta kick. Anyway, Copland's a great film. I was going to say my pick. I don't know. I'm sure you could have guessed this, Corey, but I also think I told you. Probably. But my introduction to him was before this film even came out. He was in a film with Tom Hulce called Dominic and Eugene, where they play brothers that work on the garbage run, like on a garbage truck, picking up the trash and everything. And he wants to get out of that life, and he starts dating a woman played by Jamie Lee Curtis, who thinks he can make it. He's always wanted to be a doctor, but his brother, played by Tom Hulce, is slow, and so being the nice brother he is, their parents are gone, so he's the only support his brother will have. So he has to make this life choice at like 23. Do I keep my brother okay or pursue my dreams? And so the whole film he's fighting over whether he'll do right by his family or himself. And that internal fight was just classic Ray Liotta lighting up the screen.
Hold up. Can I pause for a moment? I'm going through the list, and like Ray Liotta's in already a couple of Muppet movies.
He loves the Muppets.
Am I just learning something new about Ray Liotta that I never knew?
No, yeah. I just learned it like a month ago when he passed away. I didn't realize he was in a bunch of Muppet things, but apparently he loved the Muppets.
Yeah, man.
That's so crazy.
So
he and Kermit had a side hustle.
Ever since I was young, I knew I wanted to be made of foam and felt.
all I've heard the last month are sparkling memories of how nice a guy he was on set, how much he helped actors feel at home, how much he never complained when a shoot went long, how much he just loved having fun like the Muppets.
It's so weird. He's the exact opposite of the character that people associate him with. So.
Like all these psychopaths and gangsters and stuff. He's just so charming in real life.
Who would have thought Tom Hanks is the real gangster?
Yeah. He's like your gruff uncle that you didn't realize was like gonna pass you a few bucks and be like, "You're gonna make it someday, kid."
Yeah.
So, do you have a choice?
Yeah. Do I speak it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Operation Dumbo Drop.
We knew that was.
Oh, come on.
Like I'm looking through the list and I'm like, I have not seen a whole lot of Ray Liotta movies.
I thought Kristen was
like,
gonna pick something different. I thought he was gonna pick Karina.
Oh yeah, we thought you were gonna do Karina.
Oh yeah. I guess I could do that.
Which we also just saw in the past year.
Yeah.
I also was
away, both. Because like Karina, like that's a role I never would have expected him to play.
Exactly.
So.
I also was gonna say Smoking Aces.
I like Smoking Aces.
That makes sense for you.
Well, that was like one of the first things that I actually saw him in. I was very late to the Ray Liotta game. I didn't see Goodfellas until I was in college. So
right. Neither did I, admittedly.
Yeah.
But that was honestly, I think I saw Dominic and Eugene, Karina when I was a kid, and then nothing until college. So
about B movie.
Good choices all around. Yeah, I think
movie.
We didn't mention a couple of the other big ones, but Field of Dreams is one that kept coming up when people would mention how he did.
Yeah. Shoeless Joe Jackson.
He's marvelous in that. Another underrated one that you would have said second when we were talking about it, Narc.
Yeah.
Was great.
Which reunited him with Joe Carnahan, who did Smoking Aces with.
And he had a great late career resurgence. Like I mentioned, Many Saints in Newark. I thought he was going to go on a run of great bit parts or supporting characters. Like he's great in The Place Beyond the Pines because he's the impetus behind Bradley Cooper's arc, and he also does the similar thing in Killing Them Softly, where he's the linchpin of the whole movie.
Yeah.
You don't realize you're just like he's reliably important to the movie.
Well, even like Marriage Story, he's one of the lawyers.
Yeah, everyone praised Laura Dern for her subtle yet visceral yet knife like stabbing performance, where she just eviscerates Adam Driver. But then on the other side, you think Ray Liotta is just yelling, but he's going to have a coronary if he doesn't get his way, is the whole point. So
yeah, but then you find out it's all an act and they're actually friends outside the office. So it's
right. Yeah. He has layers.
Performance. It's weird. He's putting on a performance within the movie for his client.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we had a lot of good choices. It's a shame we didn't get a third act from him, but we had a good long piece of work.
He's still got movies in the pipeline, so we'll see how those do.
Yeah, I'm hoping he had 4 things, so I'm hoping one of those.
Holy shit! He was in the Cocaine Bear movie.
Yep.
Oh,
yes, that's one
God.
of them.
At least it's in post-production. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited about
he
that.
apparently filmed all of that.
That would be a phenomenal send-off.
It is also kind of badass. I hate that he died a little young, but it is kind of badass that he just kind of passed away in the middle of filming something in the Dominican Republic. It's kind of a dream.
But he died, by all accounts, it sounds like he died peacefully in his sleep. So.
Yeah, and he's doing what he loved. Everyone's happy around him. According to his girlfriend, they had a good night.
The other thing that's a shame is he never worked with Scorsese again. And from what it sounded like, he was like actively petitioning to get in the Irishman.
Yeah,
because that was like an ensemble cast of all the people he's worked with in all these gangster movies, but conspicuously Ray Liotta wasn't in there.
Yeah,
scheduling problems, he couldn't work. So
yeah, and you always think when you're still a little young, maybe you'll get one more.
Right, and then Scorsese came out and said, "I would love to have worked with him again. It's just scheduling didn't work out." Yeah,
Corey and I were thinking about which characters he could have played in that. There easily could have been even just a small part.
He could have been the Ray Liotta character.
Ray Liotta could have been the Ray Liotta character, yeah.
Or I meant Ray Romano as well.
Yeah. I knew what you meant.
Yeah. Next month we have to pay tribute to another actor, unfortunately.
Yeah. We actually picked this movie because Jeff has a bit of a tie to it. We'll go into that when we get to the film, but the Bruce Willis comedy, Death Becomes Her, is our July 92 film.
One of my favorite performances from him, actually.
It's, I'm pretty sure, the first film I saw him in.
Oh, wow.
And Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
So, very excited about it. Anyway.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to rate, review, subscribe, do all those things that podcasts do. We're happy to keep this thing going. And we're happy that people have followed us, and we hope you enjoy everything we put out. So,
we hope you're happy.
Subscribe.
Hopefully we've lawfully entered your minds, and you see new films because of us. Okay. I guess it was.
I mean,
Wow.